امروز افتخار دارم که پیام خانم مریم رجوی رئیس جمهور برگزیده مقاومت برای دوران انتقال حاکمیت به مردم ایران رو برای شما بخونم. به دلیل حضور بسیاری از شخصیت‌های سیاسی که در حمایت از شما اومدن، به دلیل ده‌ها رسانه‌ای که الان در اینجا حضور دارن، من پیام ایشون رو به انگلیسی براتون میگم. Message by Maryam Rajavi, President-elect of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, to the New York rally, September 23rd, 2025. My fellow Iranians, distinguished guests, Ambassador Carlos Sanz, Ambassador Brownback, Gerald Walters, and dear Linda Chavez, I salute every one of you. The insistence of my compatriots who gather here every year in protest is in fact support for the courageous youth and those who spark uprisings inside Iran. The perseverance is the Iranian people's asset for victory. The message from Paris to Rome, to Brussels, to New York, where all of you today are here, have gathered from all around the United States, is one and the same. It echoes the voices of Tehran, Mashhad, Ahvaz, Tabriz, Zahedan, Kerman, Kurdistan. And all across Iran, as well as in prisons and among the prisoners in Iran. The message is very simple and clear. Overthrow the regime. Democratic change. A democratic republic with freedom and democratic rights. Today our nation, together with you and through you, stands before the United Nations. The world sees that you represent the Iranian people. You are presenting the Iranian people. You are the voice of the Iranian people before the United Nations. Not the president of supreme leader who in just 14 months in office has executed 1,817 innocent people. Of course, our statistics are not complete, just as with the victims of COVID, where 3 days ago, according to figures publicly released by the executive deputy of Raisi's government, we learned that the real number of COVID victims was at least twice of what they announced, and more than 530,000 people, double that we have previously reported. So we have every right today to ask the UN, what does the representative of such an anti-human regime doing in United Nations? What is he doing at United States? This is a regime which, according to UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights, after 6 years of investigation, has concluded that this regime is entirely complicit in crimes against humanity and genocide. Isn't it time, according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, to recognize the struggle of Iranian people for resisting an uprising of the Iranian people to change this regime? The religious dictatorship in Iran has already condemned 75 times at the United Nations and other United Nations bodies for executions, torture, and horrific human rights violations and genocide. Here is our message today. The seat of the Iranian people at the United Nations must not be given to the regime of execution, torture, and massacre. Refer the case of genocide and crimes against humanity in Iran to the UN Security Council. Khamenei and those responsible for these crimes must be prosecuted in an international court. Do not remain silent in the face of brutal killings of Iranian youth who take to the streets in protest. If there had not been a decade of appeasement, and if the UN resolutions had not been suspended, there would have not been no need for war. It has become clear that the clerical regime will never abandon its nuclear project. And now, at the last minute, EU has no choice but to trigger the snapback mechanism. Isn't it true that if 23 years ago the Iranian resistance had not exposed and revealed the regime's secret nuclear program and the nuclear sites and projects, the mullahs would have long since armed themselves with the atomic bomb and confronted the world with a fate compelling, just like some other countries? Weren't the 133 revelations by the Iranian resistance in this nuclear weapons program of the Iranian regime, wasn't this what the act of Iranian resistance the greater service to peace and security in the world and in the Middle East? A service rendered without any expectation and not even a word of a thank by anyone. Were the United Nations and its members in such a deep slumber that it lasted all these years? And if there had not been a listening ear, would it have come to the war? Never. Since 1990, we have repeatedly declared that the clerical regimes consider nuclear weapons its only strategic guarantee for its survival. Its main war is against the Iranian people. Change and overthrow will also be achieved by the Iranian people themselves. In this remark, after the start of the 12-day war, Khamenei expressed concern about the dormant cells of the Mujahideen PMI MEK and their roadmap for uprising. Yes, this is his constant nightmare, day and night. But there are no dormant cells. The resistance units and the rebellion's youth are the most awake and vigilant fighters in Iran today. They are the living, passionate embodiments of a nation's hope for a freedom. As Masoud Rejui has said, they are the ones who, with their bare hands, are swiftly closing the final gap to uprising. Our message for the Iran's future is very simple. The sovereignty of the people, just these two words, the People's Republic. We want neither mullah nor the Shah. The era of any type of dictatorship is over in Iran. Be it religious or monarchy, it's over. not return to the past. We have risen up against the current religious dictatorship. Let the world hear this today in front of the United Nations. Tomorrow belongs to us, to you. Victory, victory belongs to you. Hail to Iran, hail to Iran, hail to freedom. Salute to all of you that come from all over the United States. Have a great day.